New year, new us.
I mean, same us. New year.
It's been a good start, just like last year.
Cheers, buddy.
Hey, thanks for making the effort to make the trip. It's always good to ring in the new year with just shredding as much as you can until your legs fall off, which I think happened this morning officially.
Yeah, I was taking a slight break.
Dylan just laid like a toddler on the beach, like just came up just completely covered in sand, just like passing out on the sand while I was out there just getting flogged with the toe boogie in the wind.
Yeah. That was yesterday or today?
I was talking about this morning. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Yesterday you did
a nap on the beach, like face down in the sand.
You've done it 2 days in a row.
It was hot, man. That's a lot of...
It was wild because it's been so
cold. A lot of
cold.
salt water, a lot of sun, a lot of brain, you know?
Yeah, so what we've been doing?
We've been trying out a bunch of different foils. Not a bunch, but configurations, a couple different setups, some different FoilDrive units, the toe boogie. So it's only been a couple days since we got on the podcast last, right? Christmas. So it was the 24th. You flew in the 29th. And I had this like massive FoilDrive session before you landed.
Oh my God, dude.
It's like insane.
I was like
stupid.
I was like really grateful that my flights lined up to come just after the swell peak, so I didn't catch the for my first day back in the water. It was just like, and then you said, you told me what you were doing. I looked at the numbers. I was like, oh my God, it must have been like 10 to 15 foot out at Shack's, which is like insane. Dude.
Yeah, I definitely escaped some 15 to 17 foot faces on the FoilDrive. Like just, I was carving on this like small one. You could catch some small ones and like get to it like, and then it would like stack up and it would break on the inside, but it was just still too big. Like even the small ones were too big. And I'm like, okay, I surfed this one a little bit too far on the inside. And I turn around and I start motoring out and I look and it's like the biggest set I've ever seen. And it's just way out the back. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just like trying to get enough speed and enough lift to like keep my motor in to get and I just peeked over the top and I just like nosedived down the back side, and I like got up quickly, gathered myself, and the next one was a little bit further in, so I'm like, okay, escaped some
been
death.
there. Maybe not on that size a day, but pretty close to that size, like at Shack's where I've just escaped them like that, and you're like, fuck it, I know I'm gonna eat it off the back of this wave, but I'm just so happy to make it out the top before this thing comes down, because it's just like getting drug around with the FoilDrive is not fun.
No, that was not fun.
Anyway, so happy that I showed up. We ended up going out. Rob hooked us up with one of his skis from Ananda. You guys are probably seen clips 31st. Of all of his sends. He's always taking foil trips out. So if anybody's interested, hit him up. Along with obviously Dylan. You're probably gonna cut that out.
What?
Competitive advantage. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't care.
Anyways,
no, it's great. I mean,
Rob's the man, dude.
We do towing in
Puerto
Rico,
but he tows
very,
over here.
Very minimal, and everyone wants to come out west.
Well, you should tow here. You should tow
4 skis.
San Juan. San Juan is epic. Outer Reef is insane. Yeah. They're just two different, amazing tow spots. Yeah. You should hit both. You should come to the island, book both. Send it. It's totally worth it. Anyways, he hooked us up with a ski.
Competitive advantage. No, but he buys all his kit from us.
He does.
So his gear is sponsored by the N1 Surf Shop.
Rob is on the team.
His ski is your ski.
Yeah.
But he's got a bunch of others, right?
Yeah.
He's got a good team. Edgardo.
Oh, Edgardo. So good seeing him out there.
Like rad rippers that tow you around. So like good crew for sure.
It's good crew, so definitely worth checking out. But anyway, so he threw us a ski. We got up New Year's Eve morning and got an awesome 3 to 6 foot pretty much, and got to try a bunch of new stuff, the new F4 Mantas that we've been talking about a bunch, and I've been really excited to try, which we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Oh fuck yeah, no, but we don't have enough beer to chug them, so
no rule.
And then we had that
rules out.
Yeah, and then we did that in the morning. Great session. Tuned in real quick. Got some great rides, and then we had an awesome session that night with the tow boogie, which was nice. Again, it was good. I've been off the water for a couple months, so it was like tow in the morning and then tow boogie and FoilDrive in the evening. So I was like, okay, I got everything figured out
tuned
again.
In.
Yeah, and then the next day, man, we just camped out all New Year's Day, set up a tent. People kept coming over being like, hey,
"Did you rent this stuff?" And we're like, no, we we sell it. You want to buy something? And asking us questions about the boogie, about the FoilDrive, about the foils, just like.
But it was great.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, we just camped out and we'll talk about some foils, brought some new foils that we're testing out and got to try those, and then just sessioned all day at Shaq's. It was like the perfect, kind of perfect way to ring in the New Year's.
It's kind of weird holding a microphone, no?
Experience, I know. I'm used to my headphones and the stand.
Like the stand.
I think you got to hold
Makes it feel more official.
Like this, so you feel a little more
like this.
The guns
a little
out,
bit gangster on the side.
A little gangster on the side, like we rapping.
Can you like rest it on your chin? Or?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never held a microphone.
I think you're supposed to like
maybe
put your talk closer, right? I probably should be talking closer.
Yeah, maybe get a better.
But we were sharing mics, which makes it easier because then if you don't want it, you're like, here, just take this.
No, we weren't sharing a mic. All four of us had our own. Yeah.
They're so professional, those two.
Yeah.
They're really something to
Generic
aspire.
Oiling pod.
Oiling pod. I think, man, that must be where they're really making the money, right? Their side gig, the generic oiling pod. Anyways, so what were your takeaways from all the sending over the last 3 days and all the new toys we got to play with?
Man, you're going to talk about it because I've talked about the Manta before. I've tried them. I did a bunch of sessions on the toe boogie and trying to figure it out and tune it in. Feels amazing. And I never tried. So it's a 635 that I've got and a 530, and they're coming out with a 750 and an 850. And when they first were coming out with the Mantas and they first sent out the prototypes, we're like, damn, man, like why like make such a small surf foil? Like, how are we gonna test these things? Like, they're so small.
They can still hear me. I remember having that combo with Chris, like, be
Dude,
like, what am I going to do
small.
with these? They're too small. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe we'll tow them, but I can't see any other use for that size.
So we were towing the 635. Waves were head high to, chest high when we were towing. And then we've got some footage of that. So hopefully I'll put out like a little YouTube video of our vlog adventure of the New Year's Eve, which is not very entertaining, but whatever. It's something. And man, just on that 635 with the 135 short tail and feeling pretty overfoiled.
yeah, exactly. That's what we were blown away by. And I was kind of like, well, is this just because I've been off a foil for like 2 months and I'm just tuning in, but this thing feels really twitchy and whatever. And so we pushed through because obviously it couldn't be the foil. It must be us. Like, there's no way this 635 is too much for like
I wasn't having as many issues as you. But
yes, I know.
I had towed on it like that exact setup, that exact board, the Vert 4.5, like that board. That is my toe boogie setup.
Yeah, it felt
with
great.
The skinny mast, the 85, and it felt really good. Just I was like, man, when I'm turning on it,
I feel
like
locked
you get
in.
these weird wobbles, and it was just that extra lift that you're not anticipating because you're on such a small foil. Mm-hmm. And it felt, and that's what we realized. We're like, damn, we are just lit up on this thing.
Yeah, totally, dude. And then so like the last 30% of the day we like switched to
we almost
530.
I was like, come on, let's switch. You're like, oh really? I don't know.
I was like, I just got
small. Like I just got tuned into the 635. Exactly. I really don't want to.
I was feeling really good finally. I was like, okay, I got this thing. Like I'm ripping. It feels good. And then you were like, will you switch? I was like, really? It seems like, come on, a 530. I mean, when I think 500 foils, I'm like, it needs to be overhead and a half, 10 foot. Like
our favorite 500 was the Takuma.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Used it once, just running from Choss.
It was
right. It wasn't even like that great a day. Anyways.
I think we only actually used it once.
I think
it's hard to like tell. I used it with Arlen on like a crappy, choppy, nasty day. Yeah. And it was so hard to ride that thing.
Yeah, totally.
I think we just didn't have it set up right, but
yeah, whatever. So it was a long time ago, far away place, right? Like that was in foil years. That was like 50 years ago.
Yeah. So put the 530 on, and who went first? Me.
You did, yeah.
Okay. So I went first and caught a wave, pumped out, caught a second, did a connect, and I came off foil and I turned it around. And I'm like, did we just fucking take off the 635 and put the 635 back on? Because it didn't. It's not that it didn't feel different. I was just shocked at how much lift and how much fun I was having. I'm like, damn, this is wild that it's got such crazy low end, and it just felt so much fun. And then Yeah, what was your take on it?
Oh, same. Yeah, as soon as I hopped on it, it was like it felt like it was perfectly tuned setup for the size waves we were riding, and I think that's where it was really the shift. It's like the 635 just felt like it was just too much for the bigger sets that were coming through, which the number didn't make sense, but the way it rides does, right? And then so when you switch to that 530, yeah, it was like looser all of a sudden, like all of the, because it was really the pitch control and the drops, because you'd like come up to the lip and then you make the drop, and then being able to like bring the nose back up in the bottom, and with like all that lift on the 635, it was a little bit like to get it up, whereas that 530 was just so smooth as you transition out of the flats and then back up to the lip and back down. And and then how it pumped was wild. Honestly, it was the really this morning when like we were riding it, and I came in off that one and had a nice little wave, but it was a pretty small wave, dude. It was only like maybe like knee high, thigh high at the most, and then kind of got real slow in the whitewater and kicked out. And I was like almost at a stall, and I was like, whatever, I'm gonna pump out a little ways. And as I started pumping out, I was able to like regain it from a stall, build speed, and then a set came in. I was able to pump like 2 waves back, get a little kicker to build some speed, and then go out and get the nice one in the back. But dude, on a 530, are you insane? Like, how is that even possible? I need Chris to explain this to us, like why they work, because it doesn't make any sense. It's like sorcery. Because
it doesn't have this like crazy like camber to it. It doesn't feel like it's got this crazy scoop low end. I don't know. There's something going on with the low end of these foils, and he sold his soul at speed. They feel
he sold his soul to the foil gods, and they have gifted him the magic foil. I don't know. It's crazy. So I'm excited to spend more time on it.
And I'm sorry to all of you guys and our listeners, followers, frothers that we're talking about this so much, but I don't know what else to talk about when it's so good, and it feels like a forbidden fruit.
Right? Totally.
Yeah, like it shouldn't be possible.
Like I said to you, I was like, wait a second, man. Are we even going to know if we're getting any better at foiling? Or is it just the gears getting better, and so now we feel like we're getting better, but we're actually not?
I was riding, so just like some context, I was riding the 740X, which I really like. And I don't think I'm going back to the 810X on my FoilDrive setup, because it's got enough low end. It's way more surfy. It cut back.
It was great.
It's just so much more fun.
And so buttery.
And for my skill and my weight, I don't think I'm going to ride the 810X. I mean, unless it's...
No, I felt the same way.
Unless I'm going to prone it or something. But for the FoilDrive, for my weight, 72 kilos, for my little 30-liter vert, it's perfect.
Let's talk about the vert again. I know, board of the year for 2025.
I mean, it is, dude. I was not wrong.
Because we got the 245s, man, and they're amazing. Like the one you drilled out, I can't wait to tune mine in, because I'm waiting on that Axis trench board. But I'm gonna use that until then, because dude, yours is just magic. I mean, on the FoilDrive, it is amazing how easy it is to get that thing up.
I am really excited to get rid of all that drag on the the like getting rid of that and like hiding that unit. The trench would be such a
don't they
game
have
changer.
North has that what's theirs called?
The Boost.
The Boost. That's out soon, right?
They're out now. They're ready. Like
awesome.
They're being shipped to. Thank you, Eric, so much. They're being shipped to Eric in Florida, so I don't have to pallet them on a boat, and he's gonna air cargo them over to me. So
nice.
He's rep of the year. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
Rep of the year right there.
Sweet. FoilDrive.
Yeah, no. 740, and then going to the 530 Manta, I was talking to you. I was like, Walt, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it feels looser. I like the Manta a lot more. Like, it feels more fun and playful. It's got crazy low end.
And crazy speed.
But I'm having a hard time when it's in speed to getting like these elongated like backside cutbacks that I can do on the wave. And with my FoilDrive, maybe it's the weight. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, okay, so let's shorten the fuse, because we're on the 135 short.
Well, let's first start with that. We got like the first samples of these to test out, but we don't have the tails that Chris designed for them, and I think that's
Listen, Linda, I'm getting there.
Oh,
this is where the story is going. Let it play out just for a second.
I got impatient. I'm sorry.
So so I'm like, dude, we got to put the short fuse on it, because I'm feeling a little bit locked in at speed for how surfy and crazy feeling these Mantas are. So we put the extra short on. Really bad example of it. So I went out to prone it. It was like, so I was proning, and you were toe boogieing on that duotone thing, and we were gonna swap off, but I had like one IPA. It was New Year's, and a chicken burger, some sushi. So I was out there like paddling, and I haven't paddled in forever. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna prone it while you pass me off the boogie or whatever. I'm gonna put the extra short on and try it out. So bad representation of it. I caught a wave, and I was like, ugh, and it was like very pitchy, and it was hard to control. And then, did you toe boogie the extra short?
No, because you took it in, and honestly,
well,
I was going to talk about because you took it in, and I was riding the duotone, and then we switched because you wanted to put it on the stiffer mast.
Yeah, so I think I caught one wave with it. Right, you left. You gave me the boogie. I went and I caught a couple waves. It was windy and choppy, so the boogie was just like, when there's a texture in the water, man, that thing is just like, it'll jump and it'll do like a little air and then do like a 90-degree turn, land, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm going this way then.
Like, I can't tell you how many times today at the end of the session, I'd be like, the wave's lining up, I'm heading straight for the wave, and then it would jump and go like 90 degrees, and I'd be like, I guess I'm not catching that wave.
You're like, I'm going this way.
Scrambling, trying not to get beat by it, running away from it. With the toe boogie is epic when it's like under 7 knots, but above 7 knots, it's like, oh my God, you're just like hanging on for dear life out there. Your shoulders getting ripped out. But
so anyway, I did have a couple waves with it.
Great way to test gear because you get a feel for it. I mean, not that the FoilDrive isn't, it's just like you get a feel unweighted on your prone setup, and it's just really nice.
Perfect. Yeah. So I did try it with the extra short. I grabbed a couple waves, and it felt, a little bit pitch sensitive compared to what I was used to, and I didn't know if I was feeling the looseness and the cut back kind of feel that I was looking for.
Yeah, I think it's more the span, right? Because I was thinking about that too, of the tail.
Yeah,
the span of the tail.
It's definitely the tail.
And because I was thinking about it too, like when you were like, oh, I want to put the extra short on, I was like, I don't think that's going to fix it because it's not. Its roll is
its roll is fine.
It's fine. It's just it like locks in. It doesn't want to like slide and pivot as much. I guess maybe I'm not really sure, but like it's a feel difference in like how at the apex of that when you can't slow it down. I think that's a little bit like you can't slow it down enough to like make the pivot turn you want because you got to get your speed down enough to really make that cut back. Unless you're Adam.
Well, I can do that. Like Mach 7. I can do that. Like going down. And I'm regular, so I'm going down the wave, facing it front.
Yep.
And I can cut back all the way up and do like this heel side carve. Yep. But I want to do this cut back on my heel side to come onto my toes, right?
Yep.
And that's that feeling that I really like.
That's what I'm saying. You can't go that. Yeah. It's locked in a little bit. But it was just because I know, like when we were towing with it, it's like you could feel that difference in the pitch instability. Like I knew if we went shorter, like it would just get real pitchy instead of getting what we wanted.
I mean, it's so small.
It's so tiny.
Like it's crazy. You watch you surfing out there. You watch you surfing out there, and then you come back in and you flip the board over, and you're carrying the board, and you're like, "What the fuck is?"
It looks like a kite foil. It looks like a kite foil for like jumping or racing. Like it's crazy.
My kite foil for jumping was a 500, and now it's a 430. But I mean. Yeah, it's tiny.
It's so tiny, and it does the tininess definitely leads to some instability.
I think it's got to be
rips.
It's got to be because these guys are designing these windsurf foils, and they're riding 270s, 340s, on the windsurf.
Oh,
I
know,
right?
I know.
They're like
they have a different perspective for like size.
The size. They're just. I think there's something. I mean, I just don't know.
Nothing's better for drag than less fucking material, right? Like, so I think that's the magic of what they're trying to figure out is how do you get those lift ratios you need with the smallest thing possible, because that's going to deliver the most speed, right? Within reason.
So then right after that we jumped on that duotone crest.
Duotone.
That's 675.
Yeah.
With a 160 tail, which is not their smallest tail. They have which is their surf tail. They've got a 145.
And I'm sure Dylan will plug in some clips during this of like these sessions, but the wave
now
size
I have to edit
you have to edit
to make it look good.
No, but I'm just saying like the wave size so they have like a relative idea. It's like these are not big waves. These are like knee high to like chest high. Maybe there were some head high sets like here and there, but it was mostly, there were some nice like bigger sets that would come through. It was kind of a cool couple days where like there were some not rogue sets, but once every 20 minutes or something a nice size set would come through, which was really fun. But yeah, anyways, the duotone. So I was really surprised. I mean, you took it out first, right? I took it out
first, and man, like I don't know. I was tuned in. So the first thing I towed myself up, and I whipped myself out to see how far out I could just pump. I don't know if you saw that. I just towed myself up, going into the waves, and then I just pumped and pumped and pumped and pumped and pumped to see how far I could go. And I was like, wow, this thing's got a lot of low end glide pump. It felt really good. So I towed myself up, got into a wave, and right away felt tuned in. It felt like springy on the turns.
Yep.
Like it felt like you could, and when you turned into it, you could go deep and like push on it, and you could like load it up, and it was very pitch stable. And I was able to do all these cutbacks and things that I wanted to do. I didn't feel locked in. The fuse was an extra short comparatively, but their tail was pretty big. And then that's when I came in and I'm like, fuck, man, it's the tail. Like we need a fatter,
Yeah, totally.
like a fatter, shorter surf tail for that Manta, and it would just rip.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of knew looking at it, but it's like at the end of the day, you can test what you can test, right? So anyway, excited to get the tail design for it because I think it'll push it that much further. But man, that duotone was like total mind blower for me
funny,
too,
yeah.
which was funny because like you threw it to me because so I went out on your FoilDrive kit. So I was on the 740X foil driving while you were toe boogieing that, and then we swapped, and it was the same kind of thing. It was just a very intuitive foil. Like I tuned into it like that. Like first wave was one of my best waves. Like, and granted we'd been foiling all day, so I was nice and loose, but like there was almost like no adjustment. It rode a lot like a code foil kind of to me, like as far as like the foot pressure and the balance of it. Like it reminded me of like I think that's why it was easy to tune in for me, because it had a good foot pressure for me. It had a nice like front foot pressure that wasn't like overbearing, and same thing, dude. It was just springy and loose and really skatey feeling. So I had a blast riding that foil. I think it was kind of a sleeper that I hadn't had a chance to try yet, but it was pretty
I mean,
epic.
it's new.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna try it?
I guess it's not a sleeper. It's awake.
It's awake.
Okay. Well, so then that's why I just showed up and I tried it.
It just showed up. Yeah.
No, I mean, I know it's new, but anyways, I'm just saying, like, it's just amazing the level of foils right now. Like,
yeah,
I can't wait to try more of the new stuff.
Like the chatter around it was like, yeah, it's good. They sent it over with Kat, because Kat works in my shop and she's a tech rep for Duotone, so they're all like trying to hype up Duotone in my shop, and she's all Duotone like frothy. If she sees anything Duotone, she gets all excited. And she's like, ooh, Duotone. Yeah, so excited. So they sent her some foils. I took it over here, and yeah, pleasantly surprised on how it felt. A 9 aspect ratio, very surfy, didn't feel locked in. So very playful, great low end and glide. The pump felt good.
Pump was great on it.
I don't know. The mask could be stiffer. Torsionally, it felt like you
play
can
with it on the
definitely
beach.
twist it. It's definitely not as stiff as the skinny from F4.
Yep, I would agree.
But
especially torsionally. But
yeah,
the F4 torsionally is like pretty stiff.
The torsion of the F4 is just ultra stiff, and then there's some maybe in the skinny there's like some bend. So the Duotone mask is definitely not as stiff. I would like to try it on a stiffer mask to see how it feels. But I mean, I didn't have any issues.
Yeah, but sometimes
I felt this playfulness to it, and it never. Maybe because it's a smaller foil, right? It's a 675, so I never felt like I was going to get bucked or kicked off because of the flex in the mask, right?
Yeah, and I think like you said it when you were describing it earlier, you were like it had this like springiness to it, right? Yeah. And or whatever, this like
because the foil itself is also not as stiff.
Yeah.
Like I did the squish test that Roy does. You put the foil on top of a foil and you squish it, and whichever one squishes is
the softer flexy. Yeah.
And I put it against the Manta, and I went like this, and it was like, and only the Duotone like flexed out like this. Yeah. But I mean, there has to be something for adding flex, not into the mask, but into the foil at a certain ratio. That it has to do something. I can't be that stiffer is always better.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's like shock absorbers on a car. Like there's a delay. But if you're tuned into that delay, it can be a load and release kind of scenario. Chris and I actually talked about it some when I was riding that first skinny, and I was like, man, it has this whippiness, and in some ways, okay, it's like riding in my Tacoma, right? Like I have
or a Buick.
or a Buick or whatever, where you have like, I have these big squishy soft suspension in it, and so it just has this like floaty, just even though like as I turn, there's this like hesitancy of delay, right, and then it kind of swings into it. I think maybe there's some of that happening that honestly like might be the magic, where like for a surf foil you might want, in these kind of playful conditions, maybe you want a little bit of flex, but maybe a downwind foil or racing setup you might want. I don't know. I think we'll talk about that stuff more as we understand like what it's doing in the riding. But it definitely didn't feel like it wasn't like, oh, this is a noodle like that mast. It was like, it felt great. Like I was surprised, just like I was when I did the flex test with that skinny mast I had from F4, which again wasn't as stiff as what they have now, but still like I was like, oh wow, it's like more flexy when I twist it or like when I bend it than it feels when I'm riding it, you know? And I had the same thing with this where it was like, man, I couldn't believe it was, because like it felt so good riding it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
And then what did we do today? We tried the Manta, we put it back on the short 135, and we put it on the 13 millimeter TE mast instead of it being on the AX 11 millimeter mast.
Yep.
We have to stop saying mil. It is not a mil. It's a millimeter.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very different measurement.
Yes.
So it's not an 11 mil. It's an 11 millimeter. Okay. So on the 13 millimeter mast, it's definitely way stiffer. Than the 11 millimeter. Stop saying mil.
Okay, I got it.
No, everyone does it. Everyone does it. If you look at my I did like a
recap. Mil would be a milliliter, not a millimeter, right? But you're like, I gotta say, anyways, fine. Anyways, so yeah. All right, between the two, it's the same thing I felt. I think the added, we talked about the magic of the skinny mast and like what is it doing? What is 11
How heavy
millimeters
are you?
doing?
Are you heavier than me?
I'm like 165, 170. I'm not
pounds.
I'm not really heavy for how tall I am.
So I'm heavier than
I'm
you.
a lanky fucker. Yeah. Well, it's the holidays.
Dude, I'm thick.
You're fucking, dude. I've seen the guns.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty. Yeah.
So maybe what do you weigh? Like 5 pounds more than me?
Yeah, maybe.
So, anyways, we're basically the exact same weight from foiling stance and how the gear is affected. So, it definitely adds a little bit of stiffness in the turns for sure, right? But the stiffness overall is like you feel so tuned into the foil. But this is where I get back to, maybe I just and it's probably personal preference. Maybe I as a rider like that little bit of flex because it gives me this delay I can kind of sink into and doesn't feel so rigid, right?
And it's the only reason that we say
because I liked it. Well,
better. The only reason we say flex for the 11 millimeter is that everyone's trying to chase the like extra stiffness and this
it's insanely stiff.
Stiffness.
Yeah.
Like
it's important to say.
My Code integrated FoilDrive mast, dude, it's so stiff.
Yeah,
it's crazy for the weight and everything that it just needs to handle. And you go and you check against any other mast and you go to the 11, you're like, yeah, it's not the stiffest in the world, but damn, it is so it's stiff. Like it's way stiffer than that duotone mast.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
and what they achieved with the skinny mast, like the AX, is crazy. Like how stiff it is for how thin it is. Like
so
I wouldn't want anything.
So it's not that it's not.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that like I don't want anything stiffer.
If you
is
want
what I'm
to
trying to
find
say.
the ultra stiffness, then you go to the 13 millimeter, but then the feels that we're getting out of the foil felt a little bit more locked in. No?
Yeah, 100%.
Like when you're turning it, it just doesn't have this, it doesn't have as much forgiveness to it. Like there's this feel that you're getting out of that skinny mast and that speed that you're able to maintain with it. That's, I don't know, it's kind of special.
Yep, I agree.
I'd love to throw some heavier riders on it because I know
Edgardo did hop on it, and Edgardo's like 200 pounds.
It was so funny because it
was the 500.
Jump in, and he jumped in. He was on the 530.
Yeah, he was on the 530,
and he got a wave. He was towing a client. He got off, and he got on a wave with me. I towed him into a nice one. I'm a great tower, so I towed him into a really nice wave, right off the bat. I saw it. I could see it from far in the distance. I could see it. So put him on a good wave. He came off and he flipped the board over. And I was wondering, why is he flipping the board over? To look at the foil because he was astonished, or he's looking at it because he's like, holy shit, there's too much lift. on it.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I think you should put it further back in the box."
Further back in the box. I'm like, it was in the middle of the box, and we could have probably put it a little bit further. Like so, even today and yesterday, I did not. I don't know where I'm putting it on. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, there's more track in the front, then there's less in the back, and I'm like, okay, más o menos. Right? But you've got so much deck, you can move your feet.
Yeah, it's a 4.5.
It doesn't
I'm the same as you. I don't care. I'll just figure out where it is and like move my foot to tune in.
And when you're towing and surfing in the waves, it's not as crucial as downwinding. I think in downwinding you really want it like placed
spot.
right,
Because
so
it's
you
about
don't
the
have as
takeoff.
much swing weight, and you're placed in the right position. When you're on such a short board, don't slam it to the front, because then you're going to be left with too much. You don't have as much leverage to hold the foil down. But so middle of the box, whatever. He flips it over. I don't know how heavy he is. He's got to be 85.
He's like 200 pounds.
He's got to be When
he's like my size, but
it's
bigger.
funny because when I was towing him up, I was like, I was like, oh shit, he's a big boy. Did you see me look at you? I was like, damn, he's a big boy. Like.
Be like, this is gonna be a good test for that mast.
It was a good test for that mast, and he ripped on it like right away, flipped it over, said, "Wow, it's too far forward," and it could have used like maybe an inch more back on a 530.
Yeah, right.
For a 200-pound guy.
That's wild. Wild, man.
Impressive.
It's super impressive. Yeah,
To feel like you've got too much lift on a chest high wave.
Yeah, right.
On a 530.
So
that was a good test. That was a good test, actually. Yeah, I was thinking like, we need to put heavier people on this setup, and I think the problem is for my clientele that are buying these orcas and they're doing these downwinders that are heavier. I would probably say about 80% of them are over the 180 pound, 190 pound mark. And if you want to learn how to downwind, then you're gonna get a 1050, 800 orca. And then if you're that weight on a 1050 orca, you're going to want that stiff mast if you're straight line pumping, and trying to get a little bit of carves out of it. I just don't know if that skinny mast would handle that. It's because it's a way more spanny foil, but then now we're on these mantas, it's a 530. You can put as much weight as you want against a 530 on
because there's not as much span, right? That spans the lever, so that's where all the leverage comes, right? So it's
I'm talking, it's all coming to me.
Well, honestly too, it's like, dude, if you're on okay,
I don't know where to look. Should I look at you or should I look at the camera?
That's a good. I don't think you should look at the camera. I think it's weird if they don't want you looking at them. That it gets creepy fast with you. Anyways, so I think that as far as using those foils, I think it's just all about the application. Like, what do you need? What size foil do you need for what you're doing? I mean, now that we've kind of, because if you're talking about low end and your conditions, I mean, shit, the low end's so good, you might be better off getting on one of these mantas for that downwind journey, because I think the top end seems really good. Like the speed seems really good. You might be better off getting on like the 850 manta instead of the 9 whatever orca, because you won't have all that span, right? Orca. Well, whatever. This is just a 10. I don't know. I only ride the 680 and smaller. So
you don't even have an 800, right?
No.
Impressive foil.
Yeah, it's super cool. Super great foil. I need to get one. I hadn't. I was in the gorge, and I can do everything.
Bigger than an 800.
Yeah. The 800's
money for Puerto Rico and like 14 knots.
But if you're riding that big a foil, like at whatever, I mean, I think they're both such good masts. Just get the one you feel confident in. I know Chris and them won't recommend it over a certain weight too. I mean, it's not meant. You got to be careful with those things because they're definitely they're a high performance piece of equipment. Those big spans, that's a lot of, it's crazy gear doesn't break more, honestly, for like the loads that we put them under, like how many G's you're putting into turns and like the way people are riding now. I mean, nobody designing foils 5 years ago thought we'd be pushing them as hard as we're pushing them now as a collective group,
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I guess it depends what you're doing with it, right? If you're like high performance.
Should we call Chris?
And you can call Chris.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why not?
Call him.
See if he answers.
But yeah, the amount of like turning and leverage we're putting on it in a surfing aspect, like when we're towing it and stuff, is totally different than when we're downwinding it. Yeah, put it up to the mic. Let's see if let me hear the ring on the thing. Yeah, that's good.
Yo, Chris, what's up, man? Dylan and I are knocking out a little podcast here, kind of recapping the next few days. We just thought we'd give you a shout.
Oh my God! Awesome!
Happy New Year's!
Happy New Year!
Do you need me on camera?
No, you're good, man. We're just chatting for a second on the phone, but man, it's so good to hear your voice, man. You having a good New Year?
Oh my God! Yeah, it's incredible. For me, I'm not on the water that much this time of year, but
that's right. We need you in that design studio, pumping out the latest and greatest.
Yeah. I mean, we were just talking earlier. I mean, it's been unbelievable. Like the volume of things that we've been creating, and it's just unbelievable. Like probably 20 different products. I mean, in the last even couple weeks.
That's crazy.
Little products, little changes, little updates. I mean.
We'll try to get some sleep every once in a while, buddy. I know you're working overtime. So we were just talking about the Mantas, man, because this is my first 3 days on them, and I think Dylan's been riding them some, but getting a chance to ride both the 635 and the 530 back to back. We were just, I just thought maybe you could tell us a little bit more about like how you achieved all this amazing low end while still having all of the kind of stability and roll that those things have. Well, really not taken away from the ability to get to speed. Like they still move super fast through the water.
Yeah, I think it's to some extent it's the profiles that we've picked for those wings, and I think that we found with the Orca, it was like a game changer, like really a next generation combination of aspect ratio, glide, and turning, and so we basically shrunk the Orca down using similar kinds of profiles, but with. Well, we put more sweep in the wing and, more anhedral in the wing so that, you'd have really good turning and really good turning performance, but with this amazing glide. So essentially we've taken the same kind of principles that we applied the Orca, essentially generating a wing that's significantly smaller, significantly smaller than a conventional wing would be, right? So you get the same power out of a smaller wing, which gives you that turning and speed that you wouldn't necessarily get with a bigger wing.
Do you think the Manta has more low end than the Orca?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask. Right? Seriously, that's what I was thinking when he was talking. Yeah. Do you think per square inch or square centimeter it has more lift in that profile?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because aspect ratio gives more low end.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I need to. So we were talking about it today because I wanted to go back to back with the 630 and the 630. Wait.
685.
685. No, the
and
530
Orca.
Go 530 Orca back to back with 530 Manta to try and feel that low end difference because we were just like it felt so insane that I was like how could the Orca have a better low end than this because this low end just feels so crazy, but it didn't make any sense.
I just think the Orca's faster.
Oh, it's so fast.
Right, but the low end, I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
There could be something with just a lower aspect wing having more chord that just gives you a little bit sort of lower end.
Maybe more grunt in it when you're at low speeds.
It sure as hell. When I got down on this one wave, man, I was going so slow on this little wave on a 530. And I mean, I felt like I was at stall speed and I was able to just grave dig right out. And it's amazing the foot pressure you get when you start to try to dig down. If you're anywhere in the speed range, those things just grip. They just kind of grip the water and help you dig out. So yeah, we've been having a blast, man. So thank you for sending them. We're so stoked. Can't wait to try the new tails. We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, we'd love to try a little bit less high aspect tail to get a little bit less locked in feel at speed. Is what we're feeling with the Manta, and I think it's definitely got to be that tail.
Do you want to talk about the tail you designed for these Mantas?
Yeah. These are lower aspect tails. I can't remember the exact number, 8.5 or 9 aspect ratio on the tail wing. Kind of just a conventional sort of elliptical shape. They're, like I said, they're turned down, and they've got a super grippy profile on there, and that's just intended to give you really good turning and roll performance.
And are you making them at the same fuselage lengths as the Orcas?
Yeah, exactly.
Sick.
Yeah, exactly. Because we've got tooling that allows us to sort of change the fuselages out with the same wing. So, we can do the same thing with extra small, and so forth. With those tail wings.
So cool,
Dope.
man. Yeah, well, we're so psyched, dude.
That's amazing. I mean, I think what we've heard so far is that roll, turning, carving performance, absolutely amazing. Really good ability to grave dig, like you said. I think you're inventing terminology in these podcasts.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely better turning, and without that kind of slide out feeling you get with a flat stabilizer.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really important for wave riding. And I think from what people are saying about the Manta is, well, the Orca has a good surf performance. The Manta really excels in just steeper waves.
Yeah.
So the Orca doesn't want to dive down like really steep or big waves as much as the Manta does.
Well, Chris, we got to probably hop off, but I can tell you one thing that I got thinking about now that I'm probably not going to be able to stop thinking about now I've been riding this 530 is what is the 400 something Manta going to feel like? Because the 530 is so crazy. It's like it feels like a 700.
Well, I told Walt's like, hey, which one of these foils are you leaving with me? And I was like, damn. I'm like, I think you can just keep the 635 because I don't see where I don't know. The low end on it that I'm getting out of the 530, I don't need that 635, which is crazy because when you guys sent out those first Mantas, I was like, why the fuck are they so small? Like, do they not know what surfing is like? And then we tried them, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I'd ever, what the hell does a 750 feel like at this profile? Like, goddamn.
God. Well, you see,
2-inch waves?
Always know. Yeah, you don't always know, right? So 530 clearly the smallest one we thought people could handle, right? But now I guess
I'm just planting seeds, Chris. Just planting seeds.
Yeah. So wing foil racing, maybe you're not plugged in as much, but the light air wing that the guys are using on the World Cup they're like 530, 540, right? So the guys are on when it's a medium air conditions. They're last year they were on like the 460 for wing foil racing, and recently we've been testing the 424. Which seems to have like unbelievable low end. And they're like, well, we don't need the 460 anymore.
Yeah.
The 424 does everything. It's faster. It's got better surface piercing capabilities, yada, yada, yada. So
you should probably just run into stability at some point, right? As you get smaller, but I mean, you'll figure that out.
Yeah, there's other kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing happened in windsurfing, where it's like everybody was on 600s, 500s, and now they're on like the 460 and the 360.
Crazy.
So medium air, they're on the 360.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But for what we care about, surf and downwind, those winds would never work that well because you just need too much speed and power to get going.
Yeah.
But clearly, there's room for a smaller Manta.
Yeah, because there's no doubt. I mean, in bigger waves, like I'm sure there's no way we couldn't.
Maybe not a smaller Manta, but something that's just got a little, like a Manta shape, but a little bit less low end in it. Because that size, I don't know, man, like a 400, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't even know. I never thought we'd be talking about a 530 like this. So yeah, it's wild. It's wild, man.
Well, we had to make a judgment call on what sizes to make. And it was like, I don't know, everybody's looking forward to the 750. We're going to be on that one all day long. Maybe that's
Oh, people are still gonna. That's 750. I mean, there's plenty of places where that's gonna make a ton of sense, and I think for proning and whatever. But I'll eat my words. You picked the right sizes first, and we're grateful to have a couple to try out. So appreciate it. Well, Chris, it's been super awesome catching up, man. Thanks so much for killing it last year. Can't wait to see what you got in store for us all this year.
All right, super exciting. Hang on.
Thanks, Chris.
Hang on to your wings.
Hold on to your wings, baby.
Yeah, that's right, man. Kicking it off with a bang. All right, cheers, Chris.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, guys.
Sweet. Well, that's how you figure it out. Go to the source, baby.
Yeah. 400.
I don't know. Just because if you're writing the 530,
I just don't even understand.
Like,
am I
I know.
like a circus act?
Look,
are you
nothing
gonna balance,
makes sense
when
anymore.
you're on the elephants on the ball? Like that's what I think of when you're on like a 400.
Yeah.
Like, can you even balance on it? Like,
I don't know. I mean, because the spans start to get so, especially with a 8.5, 9 aspect foil. Anyways,
wow.
Yeah. Well, super, super interesting stuff. What a cool kickoff to the year. Just getting to try only a couple of the new surf foils that are kind of coming at us for 2026, and I think that just like everything we saw at AWSI, the level is getting crazy. Everybody's gear is getting so good. Everybody's making great gear.
Or maybe we're just that good. We can just ride anything.
Yeah, probably not.
That's why we gotta go. That's why
probably
we gotta
the
go
gear.
back and ride all these old foils and be like, God damn, is that the future?
Yeah, it'll be the
Maybe
test.
We are the future.
Yeah. I think it'll be a good test to figure out, are we getting better at foiling or are the foils just getting better? So we're going to have to go ride all the old closet gear. We'll take any old surf foils anybody wants to send us. We'll go ride them and compare them to today's standards. But, I mean, look, we know from riding a lot of shit, the gear has gotten great. And I think everybody's pushing everybody else and learning from everybody. It's this cycle that just keeps building and going faster. And, I think 2026 is going to make us look back at 2025 and go well, we didn't think it could go much bigger, but I'm sure it will somehow. So can't wait to see what's in store.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Are you? I'm confused too.
I don't know.
Life's confusing.
The foils are crazy. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean,
I wanted to talk about my Fusion breaking down.
Oh, I know. It's such a bummer. Okay, so I roll in and Dylan's like, yo, so here's the deal. The Fusion is it.
Actually, let me tell the story. I'm better at it.
I'll just put this.
I was like, Walt rolls in. I'm like, yo, I brought the Max and I brought the Fusion.
I've already heard this 5 times, so.
You gonna go pee?
I was there for you.
Okay, well, so now I'm solo. So I got the Max and I got the Fusion and I rode them back to back. And honestly, I couldn't tell the difference between the Max and the Fusion in terms of weight. When I carried it down from the parking lot, I was like, yeah, this is a lot heavier because I normally carry it under my arm, mass on my shoulder, one arm it, not a problem. The Fusion, I need to two-hand it on my board to carry it down. And then got into the water, it's got way more power, so I was easily up on foil a lot faster. And then I could run around the reef for hours without, I'd look down at my battery and I'm like, still got plenty of battery. So I came out of the water and I tell Walt, I'm like, Walt, just sell your Max because the Fusion is it. You don't need a Max. If you're riding around on the reef and you want a FoilDrive session and you want it to last as long as possible, you can hardly tell. The weight distribution it's so well placed that I could not tell that it was heavier. And it just felt so great. So I was like, Walt, you've got to try this thing out. We went down to the beach.
My first day back.
It worked. I plugged it in, and I throttled it up to test it before going to the water. I went, and the motor just went, and it just stopped. And I did a diagnosis. I updated the remote. I did all this thing. The tilt sensor wasn't on, blah, 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 blah. So I went back to the house and tried out a bunch of different stators, different this, different that, different battery, different updates, different configurations. And it turns out that the Fusion itself was it got fried somehow. So we've been on the Max for the last couple of days. And I wish you had a chance to. Did you ride the Fusion at all? No.
No, I know, and that's why I was psyched about it because
it's just better.
Well, you look at the design; it's very well engineered. Like it looks like a proper battery, right? Like everything's enclosed in a solid case, and it's kind of like that next level that we were kind of looking for in some ways from FoilDrive. Like I knew it would have to go there at some point. This is obviously a bigger setup.
I mean, you didn't know that you were looking for it from FoilDrive. You just know that you do a 2-battery session, right?
Well, or more so that like the wrapped battery, like the plastic wrap battery setup,
Dude, it's still a plastic wrap battery.
I know, but it's just in a bigger case.
Yeah, it's just bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the same shit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that
it's got a BMS in it, but it's the same. Like
it's the same shit. I know.
Plastic wrapped. It's just got the cone adapted to it. I just don't think you looked at it.
I guess maybe it's more. Yes, I didn't get a chance to look because it broke before I got to try it. But either way, it looked really well designed.
Yeah,
like the product engineering on it is really nice, and it feels very intuitive. And then for me, more so is the. I don't know what the numbers are, but it's like what 50% more or 70% more runtime.
I don't remember what the high power battery is. It's probably like a 500 watt hour or something. This is an 890 watt hour battery. The Lift, 5 is a 2,400 watt hour. Like those batteries are huge. Like what you've got in your tow boogie is a 2,400 watt hour.
Yeah,
right.
Those are huge batteries.
So that's an 890. Which makes a huge difference, and it's just a smarter battery, right? It's got Bluetooth in it. It's got you can check the analytics. You can connect it with your app to see the battery life, how many cycles it's got, which is really important because we don't know how many cycles our batteries have. Because I've got one of these batteries from my Max that's like just a piece of crap. Like you just ran it.
You're welcome.
Died.
I mean, I did FoilDrive a lot last winter.
So, anyway. I don't know if anybody else has a Fusion or they know how it comes. Let me explain it to you. So the battery comes in its own little case, a zip case that has this caddy. And it's the battery caddy or whatever. So you can turn it on, you can check the life of it, you can decharge it. You can decharge actually any battery you want in that caddy. If you've already got like previous year, like the Max, you can slip it in there and decharge the battery, which is great because everyone's looking to decharge their battery because they don't want to leave it at 100%. So the caddy itself, the unit, it comes with this little cap, like this plastic handle cap, so you can hold it. You can put that cap into the caddy when you put the battery into your unit. And then when you're done, you take the battery out, put it in the caddy, you put that cap on your unit. I know, it's confusing, but fuck, listen to me for a second, Walt. He was yawning. Linda. Whoever's not watching, he's yawning here. Just give me a second. So that cap, that is a plastic cap that goes onto your unit with the handle on it. I don't think it's waterproof, like sealing. It's got a little button on it so you can remove like this long cartridge that holds the bolts in it.
So you're getting to a PSA right now. Public safety.
Yeah, public safety. Make sure I got to check it again, but I don't want to get my unit wet. But make sure that you are rinsing and washing your Fusion unit with the battery in it. And then you're removing it, drying it, and then you can put the cap handle on it that comes out of the caddy because I don't think it's watertight.
Yeah, it's not. It's meant as a carrier. It's not meant as a
carrier.
seal.
It's not meant as a seal.
A watertight seal.
So do not rinse it with high-pressured water with the caddy little plastic handle cap on it because it will get your Fusion wet. And I think that's what happened.
Probably right.
Because there was some water in it, and I was like, oh shit, I just didn't seal it properly, or there was some gunk on the seal when I put my battery in it, but I didn't realize that when I rinsed
so it's just like steaming that water inside it,
Yeah. So I think I hope this doesn't void my warranty that I sent out to FoilDrive, but I definitely, but whatever, honestly, it definitely had some water in there, and I don't know if it was from when the battery was in there or when I rinsed it, and I'm definitely thinking it was like from when I rinsed it off and I didn't have the battery in it. I just had that handle cap on it. So don't rinse it with the handle on it because it will get water inside is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And it ruined my session, my chance to try the Fusion. No. I mean, we'll get another one.
I could try it now. Maybe it just it needed to
sit for a while. Yeah, it could be totally. It could be that too. Yeah.
So we got to try it again. But
the reason I was
sweet.
Yeah, the reason I was excited about it is because as this has evolved and I have a tow boogie because I'm lucky and I have both, and I get to use them side by side, and like what I've really realized is like the tow boogie for me in smaller conditions, as long as I'm in a place that's safe to use the tow boogie, which is a challenge, like you got to be away from people, like you can't do it in a lineup. It was
like yesterday morning was a little bit like on the edge.
Yes,
You know,
yesterday
with the
morning was
amount
a
of
little.
surfers and foilers and foil drivers or whatever that were around at Shacks.
If
was
it
like-
wasn't Shaq's, it probably because there's so much tech and stuff happening and everybody's
Yeah.
you know
They
what I mean?
would've- people
Everybody's
would've been
cool.
pissed.
If it was anywhere else, people would be pissed. But because it was New Year's and everybody's there and there were so many toys in the water, it was
there's
fine.
there's e-foils.
But we kept it way out the
There's
back.
lift X's everywhere.
Yeah, dude, it's well,
Lift X
the lift
City.
house is there, so that
Yeah.
yes, exactly. The gear's just flowing into the water all day.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to where I really and at the places I use the boogie more in those smaller conditions, and so I'm looking at really where I love the foil drive, and I talked about this before, is when the waves get bigger, when they're 3 foot plus. Is where you've got more
and there's
power.
texture on the water too.
And there's texture, yeah, exactly. Texture and all those things that it gives the more power I have in a wave, the less I feel the weight of the board, the less I feel the drag of the pod. It all just feels right to a size, and then you're scared for your life.
You had that conversation with someone at the bar yesterday, and he asked me the same, and I told him, and then he asked you, and then you told him, what do you prefer, the boogie or the full drive? And I'm like, dude, if you've got 16 grand just laying around, get both.
Totally.
Right?
100%.
Get both.
Well, and
they have just such different uses.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you're foil driving or you're...
there's such different uses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was excited about the Fusion because, when you're in bigger waves, a couple pounds, and you were also talking about the weight distribution, how it feels about the same, but a couple pounds, I'm sure I won't really notice at my size. But more so, man, having that extra battery, right, and having that extra power because, when you're in a bigger wave set, I'm running full throttle all the time. I mean, I'm running from waves. I'm ripping around to avoid stuff. I mean, it's the beauty of a foil drive or a Lift X or whatever, is that you have this powered vehicle, which allows you to navigate the wave field in a different way where you can really escape most of the beatings and have a pretty, unless you fall in the white water.
If you guys want to see...
Yeah, that's a good
it's
one.
It's hard to find in context, but it's on my Instagram. It's the one just right after the New Year's post. I'm foil driving around, and the sets are just huge. And you can't tell because of the GoPro, which burnt out and died. But I'm I catch this wave just comes, and I'm caught on the inside, and I'm trying to foil drive out, and I'm on my belly, and I'm gonna duck dive, and it just takes me like this, and I go upside down over backflip, whoa, through the falls, with my foil drive Fusion. Maybe that's where it broke.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, kind of
over the falls on a 10-foot face,
kind of like I broke.
Dude, and I
broke the
didn't
toe
touch
boogie.
anything. I was so lucky.
I know.
And that leash held up totally fine. The Gahi leash.
I had one.
Kyohi.
I had a couple like that last season where I just was so
I was
grateful because
oh
you
my
fall
God.
and you're in the whitewater with this foil drive. So you got prop blades, you got foil blades, you got a heavy thing.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! It's the worst.
Weight scares me. The
Yeah.
inertia. Those Lift X's, man, those things come at you. It is so heavy, and it's so dense.
Not heavy compared to e-foils, but heavier. Just
Dude,
a solid
the
craft.
The board is just such a.
Well,
solid
there's no give to it. Is it?
nothing, dude. It won't go dung. It'll go kong.
Yeah, exactly right.
And then I caught Vanessa on the inside, and I was like, "Yo," she's like, "How do you think? I can't find a way out." I'm like, "Don't go out there. Just don't go out there. It's not just cruise around on the inside." She had no leash on. She's like, "No, I'm scared of a leash." I'm like, "God damn!" But then you're out there in 10 to 15 foot swell with all this current. I was like,
and you're gonna lose your rig on the reef. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that thing has inertia. That thing goes.
I mean, obviously, just don't fall.
Yeah, just don't fall.
Yeah.
Just cruise around on the inside. Anyway.
But the Fusion, I think that I can't wait to try it because I think there's this potential for not feeling rushed, right? I'm not saying, look, a max battery lasts a long time, 45 minutes an hour. But if I'm out there in bigger waves, 45 minutes, really maybe 35, right? If you're out and you're really being wasteful. I want to be wasteful with my battery sometimes just to get out of situations and stuff. And so I think that's where, for me, I thought man, this could be a really good fit for the way I use a foil drive.
Yeah.
That said, I think that maybe you do feel the difference at, the couple pounds, but I can't wait to try it.
Sell your Max. Get a Fusion.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Lawyer talked about it. When you get them in?
I've got them in.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they're stuck in customs for the last month, but hopefully
that's what I
over
meant.
this next year, they'll
Cool.
come out.
Coming. Always new fun toys. Foil drive. toe boogie now. I did dislodge my battery by rocket shipping my toe boogie to the moon. I got caught on the inside, and I was just trying to get it out of the wave set so it didn't, because I knew I was going to get hit by the wave, and I was like, well, I just wanted to get it out past it before the wave came. So I'm a little rusty on the trigger, and it's a pretty sensitive trigger. And I overgassed it. And when you're not behind it, it's so fast, right? Like when you're not behind it, it has so much power.
And it's so light.
I smoked it. It had to fly 25 feet. I didn't see it land because there was a 6-foot face in front of me by the time it landed. But I mean, it rocket shipped easily 15 feet off the top of a 6-8 foot face.
Yeah.
So that dislodged the battery, and then you had to come rescue me and like help me
pull you out of the set.
Yeah, pull me out of the sets. Then we got to the back, and we had to like unzip the waves, unzip it, reconnect the battery, which worked totally fine. And all I had to do was put the back. Nothing broke. It was just I broke a strap, which is now replaced by a NRS kayak strap, which works. Honestly, I think better. So
than the
cool
bungee strap.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just burlier, right? It's not going to break. That thing's like got a plastic clip on it. I don't think Mark intended us to do that with his
dude. Today you did it. Today you did it again.
It was like a baby one today. It was a baby lunch. Well, it's my toe boogie. I will do what I want. Don't call me a toe boogie abuser. Don't call the toe boogie police on me. Don't call Mark.
We're gonna do like
ignore all this. I love my toe boogie.
But we had this.
His name's Terry the Toe Boogie.
We had this plan to do a podcast, and we've got this plan to talk about all these electronics. And I mean, we just talked about it a bunch, right? About the Max and about the Fusion, about the Toe Boogie and stuff. But we want to test. I want to test all of them and get these guys to send it to us so we can do like an in-depth of like all of these lithium things. Comparison to the amp, to the Boogie, to the Fusion, to the Max, to the Duotone, whatever it's called, with the backpack, to the Manta, and whatever else is relevant out there, because I think, man, I don't know what I would do in these last couple of days if I wasn't on lithium. I would be paddling around.
You'd be just trying to
catching waves and pump around and stuff, but I'd be so
We'd
tired.
be driving a lot further to find smaller breaks, right? Because it was too big.
But dude, it's just insane that I can go out with a FoilDrive in that wave that I just creeped over in the afternoon on that big day. Was a guy came in, he's like, man, I saw you just make it out over that wave in the back. And I was like, oh my God. And I looked out at the sets. I'm like, look at those. He's like, dude, those were like half the size of what you popped over. He's like, it had to be like a 15 to 18 foot face. And I was like, oh my God, like scary. And then you're on this unit that just carries you around that, self-contained.
Yeah, dude,
it's insane.
you can get yourself in some good trouble with these toys, man. You can put yourself in some places you shouldn't be so fast. Crazy. It's crazy. Because it is easy, like to get going, like you were saying, like Vanessa on the inside. I mean, especially with the E-foil, like you get cruising around, you find a gap, they're so fast, you can shoot it, and then all of a sudden you're out back, and then you're like, what do you do,
Yeah, and the Lift X. You got to compare that thing too.
You got to ride that, yeah.
I got to ride that this morning a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Fun.
You were like, this thing is so elegant.
It is very elegant.
So elegant.
I feel so elite when I ride it.
Right? It's
compared to the, like, it's just...
It's the caddy, dude. It's just glidey and smooth and just buttery and so...
It's quiet.
No.
Well, if I had the high prop, there would still be some sounds, but still
soundy.
It's the motor itself.
I think the magic's the low prop. Watching people rip on it, like... Maybe with the Lift X, the magic's the low prop because it's the weight and stuff.
That's why we got to do the podcast about all these things
because we're getting too into
it for
like 4 hours,
a long time. So let's skip it because I've got lots of opinion on all that stuff.
Oh, lots of opinions.
Yeah, well, I got stuff to say.
Got stuff to say, dude. You've been putting your trigger finger time in. You know what I mean? You okay? How's the carpal tunnel still thing? It was getting pretty bad there for a minute.
It has a bicep.
Yeah, you a little.
No, dude.
Yeah, I do think it's important. You guys make sure you're doing some good hand strengthening. If you're trigger fingering a lot, it's really important to keep the keep the digits strong.
All right, Didi, you got anything to say?
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. No.
What are your big takeaways then from all this stuff? We didn't test that much stuff.
It just
felt like a lot.
Going like this. No, it is. It's the gear keeps getting better, and it just makes me so excited. Look, I had been talking to Chris and Memo about the
Memo.
Mantas. You're such a dork. About about the mantas from the moment we touched the Orca. I'm like, cool. When am I going to see a surf foil, right? Like that was the first thing I asked. And he's like, oh, don't worry. I've already designed it. Here's a picture. I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. So it was really cool to get on those. That was a big takeaway.
Yeah.
And then
You've been waiting for that for a long time.
Yeah. So, and it blew my mind. So I can't wait to just, right now we're like, we've been on a couple dates. Things are going well. They like me. I like them. I think we're going to get into it. This might be a serious relationship this winter. So I'm pretty excited to dig into this foil and like tune into it. And then the Duotone, just getting to try a foil that felt that good out the box from, just a brand we weren't really looking at for surf foils just shows me like how progressive everything has gotten and how good everybody's foils are. Not to say that they aren't amazing designers. They are, but I'm just telling you, like, I wasn't expecting to be like hopping on a piece of gear that was like, wow, I don't know. I don't know if I want to give this back to you. It's riding so good. I can't wait to go ride it again because the feel's great. So I think it's just better gear, better riders, right? Everybody's going to feel better on foil. They're going to want to foil more, and it's going to be a great winter. I mean, this is a great kickoff. I couldn't ask for a better set of conditions for the last 3 days for just landing and getting my feet under me. So
it's been a good year. Thank you everybody for the support. We really appreciate it. The shop's been doing great because of you guys, and I hope you're satisfied. If you're not in the States and you can't get foils from us, I do have an affiliate code with F4. So if you're in Europe, you're in Australia, you're in Hong Kong, hit me up and you can order with my affiliate code. So they give me a little bit of kickback for all the hard work we've been doing, which definitely helps to support this podcast and all the work that we do. And also, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. So if you want to just tip us $3 so we can buy some beer and hang out, that's also appreciated. But
well, why'd you put buy coffee? You ain't never gonna buy coffee with you will only buy beer with this money.
Yeah, but that's what it's called.
Oh, it's an app.
It's like an app or whatever. You sign in. It's like Buy Me a Coffee /xfoils, and you can pay us
sign off.
$5 for our support. But we will buy beer with it.
We'll buy some beef for making smash burgers a couple times a year.
Yeah, we'll do
and beer.
smash burgers and stuff.
Yeah,
whatever.
more smash
but
burger pop-ups. So.
Just if you guys want to support, it's definitely helpful.
Sweet.
You see how much work I put into this.
Yeah, you work hard. I just have to show up and talk, and you do all the hard work. So I really appreciate it, and I think all the viewers do also.
So it's called Buy Me a Coffee /xfoils. Walt, you could throw me some money there. You're getting everything for cost.
That is true. I do get it for a good deal. We'll talk about that off camera, buddy. All right. Appreciate it, everybody. You.